Saturday Showdown. Nongshim Red Force versus DRX.
Arrange it.
Negate.
Something about linear.
Yeah, exactly. Negate it and punish her when she jumps in. The Zeri seems like a no-brainer. The one thing I think you might be a little bit worried about is that the pressure that Ashe has in lane can be tough to deal with. And if you lock in Jhin, that is kind of your main consideration, as that does mean that Hannah not going to be playing, I think, the pick that he has looked the best on.
And B&K Fearx, they have Nidalee. And they didn't obey the equation. Let's dive under the rift for game one.
Do it while you can. Eventually becomes a lot riskier to just jump in. We also see Yehu going for Scorch, going for Mana Flow Band, and obviously Ari just really looking to try and play as aggressive early on. As we all know, we will say this every single
Alistar
time.
level 1.
The Alistar level. It's like the Tristana Alistar level 2 power spike. Remember that combo when that was a thing in bot
Oh,
lane?
I loved it, yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Level 3, 2 points in rocket jump. Oh,
yeah,
baby.
for the all-in.
Of course, his position now going to be well and truly known as well.
Fight, fight, fight!
Oh, who is going to be able to get the smite is the question, as Raptor is just walking on over, and we have a bit of biffo here towards the bottom side. Execute is being lit on fire. Teddy just turning and burning, looking for this one. The flash does come through, but Teddy, he's flashing over. He'll find the first blood, and Hannah cannot do anything about it. It's completely forgotten about.
I frankly do not care who fights, but people were gonna fight, and it is, as you know, you might expect, Execute ends up going in first as Yehu.
Yeah, is that spear missing, but the charge is going to come on through there as the swipe comes down. Raptor was slowed for a long time, gets the pounce just in the nick of time, and makes it out with 100 health. A couple of flashes were invested for it, but Yehu is still dead. Feeling incredibly comfortable. Speaking of which, we've got Pleta with a grand entrance moving towards this bottom side. Henna taking the brunt of the damage as now Raptor. What happened? There are so many bad guys here, and he is just going to get turned into mincemeat. That's going to be Sponge locking down the kill onto his opposite number, and they will be able to transfer that into the remaining grub as well. Man, I really do want some, I want to know the preamble up to that one.
Okay, I got an inkling. The one thing I feel confident on is the fact that you probably put KT smack dab in the middle.
Oh, I learned from my mistakes.
A valuable lesson on probability. So you can still win a lot of Drake fights just by hitting a spear or two on the backline. And we'll have to see if B&K can play around that, because Raptor right now is trying, but him alone is not enough, and this team needs to sync up if they want to contest this, and right now it doesn't looking like it's that likely.
Yeah, he wants to be able to get over it. The curtains have been called as Pleta taking a fair bit of damage. Spear will connect, but the Drake will be secured here by Sponge. DRX just going to get themselves out of there. Oh, another nice spear onto Pleta.
So that fur jump, that's how I imagined that.
Man, he does a lot of flips in that jump. That's very, very cool.
Well, not on this character, you know, Wei's rather stationary.
Yeah, that's true. They need to sort of swap positions, right? If he was playing Tristana.
Oh.
I mean, Rocket Jump is actually, yeah, you know? Like
it is.
It's
You're Goomba stomping on.
Exactly. We got a bit of a team fight coming up, so let's focus on that a little bit as the teleport does come on through. There's a flash head pulp to come down as well, but it is an absolute mess inside that pit, and it's clear that comes out on top. Closer is out of there, keeps himself alive. They lock down this last grub as the curtains are being called, but unfortunately they're not going to find their markers. Frog does manage to soak a bit of it. Execute will be turned into a stake though, and that is in the end a 1-for-1, I believe. But grub advantage, never mind, grub advantage goes to DRX, so it's just relatively even slightly DRX favored in the end. So not going to be building too much armor. DRX have a good spread of damage, so clear having this Thornmail is not going to be end of the world, much like it was for, say, KT in our last series, for example. This is going to be much more about, like you say, Yehu being able to land this damage, get things done. But I think this fight coming up is going to be absolutely huge. Clear?
And I think DRX want to try and create chaos. B&K look for that classic front to back.
So far it's a lot of spears missing, but a fair bit of Yehu's abilities actually connecting. Most of them onto Clear, so he is able to tank a bit of it, but Execute going down to about 3/4. Henna getting sniped as well. And the more they do this, the more they just traipse around the jungle, the more of these abilities are just gonna land. And they get some control, and it looks like it's going to be 2 Drakes to nothing in favor of DRX. And if this is what the setup and execution's going to look like in this game, then B&K is going to need to find something better, as Yeah, double TP and
It's Tristana.
it's Tristana, and they were never, like, I think that was sort of like a race to see who gets the minions. Cinder's going to be picked up by everyone as we do have an Infernal Soul. Back-to-back Chemtex into Infernal. It's like least fun into most fun. As Clear going to have that one dodged. Arrow going to connect onto the Cassante as he was queuing there as well. And Teddy going to lock up the kill. Wow, they CC'd Cassante? That was very, very cool. Okay, Closer looking for an opportunity here, but it's going to be Pleta finding the grand entrance. And Yahoo just says no.
Really seeing that fire here. And if you just sit and poke, like obviously Nidalee could, and there we go!
Okay, there is the execute that we know and love. Is alright, Yahoo gonna try and get him out of here, but he's already lit on fire. The arrow sails by, looks fantastic. Yahoo just controlling the battlefield though, as Sponge is protecting him so beautifully. And they tried to do it 3 versus 1, but he stays alive, he gets out, and even Pleta's going to survive here as the explosive charge. It isn't quite enough. And B&K, yes, they managed to take down the turret, but they're once again getting corralled. I think they know that this is a bad news story.
Oh, look at Frog!
Yeah.
It's the deep flank!
That's a very deep flank, and you can see this Sponge just keeping them interested. Teddy, he does have the barrier available. Frog isn't quite here yet either, is now clear, dashes in, gets the all out, and wins the 1v1 at the end. Yeah, who's going to be able to find that one though, and now Frog with the Dominus setup. It is so messy, but I think DRX is going to be able to clean it up here. They had to sacrifice Teddy for it, but they will not leave anyone standing on the side of B&K.
A whole lot better.
Woo! There he is. And he's the only one that died in the fight as well.
Look at him go!
He's like kills them all and then he just dances about. Oh man, and then gets punished immediately. All right, well, that was sobering, wasn't it? As we come back to live, Teddy having a little dance and then straight back to a gray screen.
Having the IE and using his ult as I imagine Execute died.
Yeah.
Because we did see
Jonas Strong had the little pan over.
Oh, Teddy. Oh, Teddy.
That is beautiful. And
Because
look at the
that, no
ultimate
way to
cooldown.
Yeah.
It just came back up.
Yeah. So is it really just...
I
Close really
just,
trying, man.
Yeah, he just stacks it up and then he does. For B&K to deal with.
This is a must-win for B&K, Atlas. You can't give over Infernal.
Infernal Soul just massive. That's the snare though, and look at that, the kitchen sink just rains down from upstairs. The spiraling despair is named so perfectly here. And that's the jungler down. Clear now having to go in because they can't let this go through, but look at it. It's Teddy free firing the entire time. Closer tries to get it done, but the knock-up is kind of beautiful here from Sponge. And Teddy A goes down to 100 health, but he gets the work done that he needs to. And now Henna, no frontline left standing. In fact, no one else on his team. And Yahoo is just chasing him down. He's going to miss that Q though. B&K cannot really deal with at this point in time. It's just feeling like too many fights that they've managed to win as in goes Sponge once again. Raptor's going to have to flash. The arrow was sailing through as well. Pleta finds the knock-up, but maybe they've overstepped as Battle Dance gets Pleta out of there, but Sponge may not be as lucky. Does have the Crescent Guard available though as he dives on top of Closer. Dangerous here, but they do manage to trade it back in the end. Top laner for jungle. Baron on the map though. Certain possibility.
Bruiser / off-tank built with that randoms. Frog, by the way, I know you already highlighted it, but
yeah.
Frog on Renekton is built different. Frog in general, jury's still out.
Yeah.
Frog on Renekton, though.
I think he hasn't died yet on Renekton in the LCK.
Makes sense.
Which is pretty impressive. His execute just gets them into the pit together, and they take the Baron.
The one thing that I want to avoid...
It took a bit of thinking.
It really did, because I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this, because this game realistically should be over. There is Infernal. The reason why I'm scared is because of moments like this.
Yep, there's the ulti as Pleta. Oh, buster shot, perfect timing as he stands in front of Sponge, doing his job beautifully. No curtain's going to be called over to Xin Zhao. And this is the problem.
That's what I was...
You think you catch Xin, and you've never caught Xin. Execute on a decent flank angle. Pleta trying to get him out of there though, so does at least spot out exactly where this cow is. Elder being tanked here. by B&K. Is the arrow going to connect onto the Kazante? They just pile in on top as Execute. He's just not there in time. And Clear, unfortunately, is just wiped from the rift. The flash forward from Frog. Frog keeps that KDA alive, my friend, and he absolutely will. DRX just roll over the team fight. They can get themselves an Elder if they want to, or they can just take a Nexus. It is entirely up to them.
And DRX take a commanding win here in the first game between these two. BNK just doesn't look at any point like they were able to play their game. Execute having a really rough one. Clear as well. That front line not feeling too tanky, but I gotta credit where credit is due. DRX, they look like a well-oiled machine here in game number one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good performance coming out from DRX. It's going to be a lot of hybrid damage coming out from the Kai'Sa, so I guess they don't need to feel too priced into an AP jungler, but Viego is not, it's not making me feel all the things.
And Hanazari as well?
Oh yeah, he's very happy with that. There is a Skana for the top side. Frog has found a bit of success on it so far. Let's see whether DRX can do it again or whether B&K are going to bring us to a game 3.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of CC available.
It's pretty crazy that they gave another champion 2 ultimates. I thought it was just Veigar, you know, as their series go on. Speaking of which, possible opportunity here for DRX. We've got a teleport in from Frog.
I don't know if Frog has enough CC, Atlas.
Yeah, he may not have enough to set up this Viego, as Clear probably looking for a back timing, but wants to get this wave in a better spot than where it is right now. And Frog sets up that shield for himself, and oh dear, Clear just walked right into it. The flash does come out before he gets pounded into the wall, but he's Kazante. Flash forward does come in, and that is first blood going to Frog. I thought that maybe he was out, but he was not. DRX not denied.
That's rough.
Yeah.
In this context, specifically. As we do see early grubs being traded. Raptor, as soon as 6 is hit, we gotta make some moves. We gotta utilize this vibe.
Yeah.
Gotta get something going.
There are too many people, making the hit 1993 movie reference of Free Willy. And I think Raptor really needs to start stepping up and reminding them that Jurassic Park came out at around the same time and was way better. Ooh, okay, Sponge is going to back away. Now Teddy and Pletter is going to have to wait for the wave to move up. As you said, Raptor moving on in. It is going to be this Rift Scuttler is going to be the priority target here for Sponge. He'll be able to find it. Heartbreaker has to come out though. And there is the Weaver's Wall to come in, but ult for ult, you'll take that as Sponge. That was double duty as well, because you avoid everything. As now Pletter is in so much trouble, although Eclipse is very, very strong. Teddy doing a lot of work onto Henna here at the same time. The Burst Fire not finding the targets. Extendo Beam going to be avoided by Pletter very nicely. As Closer comes in, has to flash. Solar Flare, I mean, Pletter just so quick on the trigger. Was immediately having to flash away. Now Grub's going to be picked up. Pletter looking for the opportunity. Zenithblade goes wide. That is going to be Grub control, as DRX going to be denied their remaining 2. Still, more going to be good, and this is what happened to the Tristana in game number 1, right? Don't get all of those Grub stacks, can't sit in side lanes and just mow down turrets. Ooh, Pletter, a little bit far away from the rest of the team here as the teleport is going to come in from Yehu. He can get over this wall pretty comfortably.
Players running.
Down to 50%. This is only the second here. DRX don't necessarily need to go all in for this one, but the boulder is going to connect. There's the Weaver's Wall to trap DRX in here. The Closer not actually going to use it, and it is going to be the Drake secured here by DRX. Seismic Shove goes wide as well. And B&K, I think they're just going to be backing away from this one. There's the flash, Solar Flare. There he goes once again, but Pletter this time is going to be punished in an instant. The Impale is decent from Frog, but there is 0 follow-up. And they might be able to get a Kazante, but no, he just flashes out. DRX, you didn't have to do that. Oh dear, Yehu, he's in trouble. There is the flash to get himself out of the way. Sponge diving on in. The Pulverize comes down as well. They may have bitten off more than they could chew, but it looked cool while they were doing it.
Did it?
I guess.
Did it, Atlas?
I mean, at the beginning, the start of the fight was good.
I don't think it looked cool. It's just gonna have to be a fight.
Oh, Teddy gonna have to immediately flash. Henna is just diving on top of him here, but Teddy wants it, and he'll find the solo bolo. Raptor also burning to death here as Pletter tank picked up so much of this damage. Clear is going to execute him in the end, and the Void Seeker not going to find the mark. Teddy wanting to take down Execute, but Frog's right there with that one. And Sponge, he gets to play his favorite champion, just turns into Talia and takes him down. I now get it. It's dawned on me, that's how he plays Talia. He just gets closer to pick her so that he can kill him and play her. Closer moving back in. Of course, we've got so many champions that can just be there at a moment's notice. Killer Instinct and Weaver's Wall on both sides of this fight. Sponge taking a bit of damage here as in goes Raptor. Pleta just knows exactly what's going on, though. They dive in on top of the jungler. He does get cease and desist off, but he's not able to take down Teddy. And it's a double for Yehu to start off the fight. Teddy is smashed out of there, but Execute cannot get it done. Closer still doing a fair bit of work, but look at Frog. He is just a beast. And Teddy will now be able to get some damage. They're not able to get the dragon, though. That's a bit of a disaster. Finally, they do manage to get some of this work done as Closer gets over the wall and Teddy gets there with the Acathian Rain. That was way closer than it had any right to be. DRX deny the soul, but it's an ace for DRX. Kind of cute. It's completely like neither here nor there, but it was very funny as we've got another fight breaking out here. Nice stun. Gonna come down yet again, and Raptor just explodes. Henna now throws down the ultimate. He is burst firing, finding a few options, but they manage to take down Closer in amongst it, and Henna just cannot do enough. It's a triple kill for Teddy in the end, and finally, Yahoo decides that it's Henna's time to die. Henna is gonna back away from there, but this should be the Baron. A clean 2-0 for DRX, what? And so, I don't think anyone's going to be out DPSing this Isa in this game.
After last spring, I think it's important to remember how rough that was for this DRX roster.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, a really big moment. Getting a win this size.
Whoa! Well, BNK might be able to do some damage here to Frog, who impales a couple of people and will then eventually die. This will be a sacrifice of an inhibitor turret, I believe, but maybe it won't, because now BNK are in a good position to rotate down. They are going to do so immediately. Backs are going to come in. This could actually cost a whole lot of Baron time for DRX. Really nice play to try and hold on to this game from BNK.
Finding the angle. Oh, they're looking for the exit. 25 seconds still. Frog is back.
Okay.
And Gale isn't here.
Yeah, Execute moving down. Pleta finds a Zenith Blade. Immediately he's looking to try and get out of there, as now, speaking of getting out of there, Sponge is going to do the same thing, but they just dogpile him. They jump right on top and they're able to take down the Viego. And DRX kind of routed. They do show themselves, though, as they get out of the brush. Frog teleporting in. 50% health on this dragon. BNK got to pull the trigger at some point. Let's see who locks this one down. It is going to be the secured by Raptor. So no soul to come in. The Rock's playing a huge part, but the seismic shove doesn't hit the mark. The all-out comes in. They manage to get rid of Pleta, and now DRX are trying to bail out of the situation. They get the crash, though, and Raptor goes down as well. The Void Seeker comes through. Teddy, remember, he's 706. He's massive, but he dives on in. Execute's going to be taken down. It's raining a Cathian on top of the cow. The Viego's going to fall as well, and Clee, you thought you were a tank? Not to this Kai'Sa, my friend. And Henna, he's just going to have to back away as well. The Void Seeker comes in, no Killer Instinct, but Frog, he just, picks him up with that E ability that should be an R. And he's just going to throw him against the wall. Okay, Closer gets himself out of there with the wall, but this could be the fight DRX used to win the game. Sendo Beam, they want to break this shield so bad.
It's going to evaporate. This is Kai'Sa and Stana and Viego.
Yeah. And Pleta is just going to say no to anyone turning up. Yeah,
it's gone.
Before it's even up, it is down. And Execute might be able to start some sort of fight here, but the Baron is not on the cards anymore for them. 2 minutes on the next Dragon, the next opportunity for a Soul. And a Soul point availability here for BNK if they're able to get another steal. But they do have mid lane control. That's going to give them another mid lane outer turret.
That's a bounty.
Yeah, so that's pulling it back to about 6k, I believe. Wasn't really able to work here. Solar Flare also a little bit wanting, you could say. But DRX, I think they have them where they want them. Frog is an absolutely gigantic health bar. Staring down BNK.
Look at the bot wave. At some point, someone on BNK is going to have to respond.
Yeah.
Most likely Closer because he has TP. But that should still provide the opportunity. Again, Baron isn't real when it comes to DRX. Okay, this is going to be gone in seconds.
Well, you can see Execute wanting to get there in seconds, and the rest of BNK are in the area. Extendo Beam doing some work here as Execute does throw down the ulti. There's the Impale, but it's onto the count. Not exactly the priority target. As Sponge gets out of the pit. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but they managed to take down the biggest tank. And Teddy, he still wants to be able to get in there. There's the Killer Instinct, goes golden, manages to avoid the seismic shot, but now he's in a really awkward spot. He needs to be the one to carry this, and Henna, it's gonna go down. Teddy! He just wipes BK off the map! And that was almost a disaster. Yeah, he was just gonna win the game. I think he would have won the game anyway, but that's the 2-0 for DRX, and such an important game for them up against BNK Fearex. Their older brother is doing here 44.9k. Yeah,
what
not too
a
bad.
feel-good moment for DRX here.
Oh yeah.
For BNK, this is going to be a learning opportunity because I feel like, especially that game 2.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POG interview translation, joined by Teddy on the side of DRX, who just got a 2-0 victory over BNK Fearex. Congratulations! Teddy! Long time no see on the stage for the POG interview. How do you feel? That was a quick 2-0, and with the solo POG, makes me feel very good. It was pretty nice. How would you rate yourself today? For game 1, I think I was able to land some of my ults really well, so maybe 7 or 8 out of 10. And for game 2, I scaled really well and did really a lot of damage, but I feel like I was playing a little more timid, so I'd say maybe 8, 9. So an 8 on an average. The BNK Fearex is known for being an aggressive team, so what was the main plan to deal with them?
일단 BNK 같은
As for BNK, yeah, they're actually really aggressive. But we're just as aggressive, and that's really the color of our team right now. So I think we were already starting off with a lot of confidence that we would win. And not avoiding any team fights was actually what paid off. In game 1, you guys took Ashe as your first pick. Your ult usage was amazing. You demonstrated the meaning behind that blind pick. So how are you so good at landing your ults? Any tips or know-hows? Just using the map layout. I feel like a lot of experienced League of Legends players actually do use that when trying to land an Ashe ult, so you would know if you know. And for the fans, there was a moment where it was the most entertaining, where your personality shined right over here in this replay. You remember how you reacted here? Yeah, I said just shake it. I was really excited. Yeah, the Tristana jump was a little bit of a bummer, but we were able to clean up over here. I got so happy in this moment. Teddy's saying, kill them all, yeah. Just shake it. I'm so embarrassed. Do you want to reenact it, as today is a great day for you? Shake it! We love to see you playing a happy game of League. And in game 2, the opponent locked the Zeri Alistar comp that's undefeated over 4 games. And this was the first game where we saw a Kai'Sa Leona as a response. So what was your game plan? I thought that our comp had a pretty good value, and I think we went in with the mindset that, yeah, if we win the team fight, we can win. And Zeri Kai'Sa matchup is actually frequent a matchup. So what are your thoughts on the Zeri Kai'Sa in 1v1? I feel like, yeah, in a team fight, maybe Zeri, but Kai'Sa does do a lot better in a 1v1. And it really does matter on it really does depend on what your top side comp is as well. And in game 2, we saw you solo kill Henna and get an ace, and then, despite the questionable moment at Baron, the cleanup from you. So let's take a look at this replay. What was your read on this game at this moment? I saw that Alistar trying to tunnel into me, trying to act like he was going into me. And I can actually waste their flash by reading their movement. And being able to survive here was actually really good. Were you a little scared here? You know, overall, we knew that we were going to win it. I just had a feeling. You know, if I died, I died, but I knew that we would win. And yeah, I said, carry. So you showed up today in your general Teddy mode. And in the opening week's walkout performance, you expressed your dream of becoming the MVP. So as the older brother leading the team, what mindset and goal do you have for the summer? Everyone's playing so well, and we're trying our best, and I'm also trying my best to be better, and I think my mindset is just, let's just keep doing what we're doing. And you will face Nongshim Red Force next for this week's Saturday Showdown. What is your resolution? At this moment, you know, I want to make sure that I show him who the real, original human Nexus is against Jiwoo. And that's the end of the interview from Teddy of DRX, and back to the space. Thank you.